occasions.
I feel like this is the quietest the sanctuary has ever been at the start of services. Are you all awake? Are you all awake? No. No. Okay.
I took a Red Bull before this. Well, then you need to be yelling at.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
We'll begin with a nigun. No words, just yadalai. You know, I once had a parent come up to me and say, my kid came home and said that the thing they like most about religious school is the lies. Lie, 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 lie. We continue with by lighting the Shabbat candles. Blessing can be found on page 3 and 2. And Anna and Aaron, can I invite the two of you to light our Shabbat candles?
What page is it on?
3. Do we do the Hebrew first?
So, as these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahad leknei shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with the mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. I don't know what page that's on. It's not on, I couldn't see it on 344.
No, page 12. We continue on page 12 with L'chuna Ranana.
L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai. L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai. Naria, Naria, L'tzor Yishenu, Nekadma Fanu B'todah. Naria, Naria, L'tzor Yishenu, Bizmirov Naria Lo. L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai. L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'chuna Ranana, L'Adonai.
L'chadodi is on pages 20 and 21. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on the 9th verse, rise and face the entrance to greet the Sabbath bride.
L'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. 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 Shamo v'zako b'dibor echad, Ishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shamo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litilah. L'chadodi, l'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. L'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. L'krat Shabbat l'kon elcha, Ki imkor habracha, Merosh mikedem l'sucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. L'chadodi, l'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. L'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah.
Verse 5.
Itorari, itorari, Ki ba'orech u'miori, Ori, ori, shedaberi, Kavod Adonai alayech nikla. L'chadodi, l'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. L'chadodi l'krat kala, P'nei Shabbat l'kabbalah. Bo'hi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, Toch emunei am segula, Vichala bo vichala. L'chado di l'ekrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nakabala. L'chado di l'ekrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nakabala.
Page 24, we've greeted Shabbat as a bride. Now we greet the Shabbat angels with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Egon, Bimelech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hakoni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 26.
Yitkadav, Yitkadash Meraba.
Amen.
Namad Yivrach Yuktevi Amlich Malchotei.
Mechayechon
Uv'yomechon, Uchayed Kol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kavi. B'maro, Amen. Yahesh Meraba Mevara. Alam Alam Mehamaya.
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'dvad v'gromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadav v'yitalev v'yitalash merikudeshah
Brichu.
Leila min kol b'chata b'shirata Tosh b'chata v'nekemata Tamiram b'homa V'imaro
Amen. Page 28, Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Please be seated. We continue with the blessing for creation, page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. May, for living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Praised are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravi. Page 32. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך ובטחתם המוזות ביתך ומשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם בארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emes.
On the facing page this afternoon we had Tat Shabbat, and since all of us parents of toddlers were quite tired and trying to find ways to teach these words to our children, the passage on the facing page feels particularly apropos. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 41. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. On the facing page.
Ya ba ba bim bim bum, ya ba ba bim bum, ya ba ba bim bim bum, ya ba bim bum. I die 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 die, ya ba bim bum. I die die die, ya ba bim bum. Me kamo ka by lima dona, me kamo ka ne da ba kodesh, no gati lo go se belle. No gratilo do sec belle, ma kuta kara uvanecha, okeya yavnim te Moshe Miriam, Eli anova amru, Adonayim lo klolam vahe, ya ba bim bim bam, ya ba bim bam, ya ba bim bim bam, ya ba bim bam. I die, ya ba bim bam. I die, ya ba bim bam. V'nema kivad Adonai et Yaakov, u'galo miyad kazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Kol Yisrael.
Page 42, we join together in the English before we sing in the Hebrew. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, O God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel. Shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Ata Adonai Aborei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Baruch ata Adonai Aborei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Ve'ayer b'Shalayim ve'akol amo. Ve'ayer b'Shalayim shalom. Ve'ayer b'Shalayim ve'akol amo. Ve'ayer
Song for Shabbat, page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the Amidah on page 46. Please rise and body your spirit.
Adonai sefatai tiftach, Ophia gita ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Brian Holiday, what do you say? Get me.
Should we start over?
Start over,
okay.
yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Mezocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevii Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Hoser u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Hoshia, Morid HaTal, Mekakel Chayim HaChesed, Mechayeh HaKol Barachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Varofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mikamo Kavah Gevurot, Umidom Melech, Melech Meimit, Umek Le'emanata la'kayotako. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yahalalu kasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue with our private prayers. When you've finished with your prayers, you may be seated. And as a reminder, because it is Sukkot, there is an insertion in the Amidah.
Ose shalom, shalom bimromav. O yase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. O yase shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Ose shalom, shalom bimroma. O yase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael.
We think of those here, those in our communities, and those in our hearts who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, healing of spirit. There's someone that you are thinking of on this Shabbat. I invite you to share their names with us at this time.
Natalie Mayer, Irene Perez.
Wesley Clecan, Jim Pass, Jack Latola, Sam Latola, and Roy Martin. Dan Mays and Greg Witt.
David Aqua, our hostages, the people of Israel, and our Jewish community.
Laura Nancy, Maria Obraz, Eva Chenchnik, Question Stange, Whitney and Johnny Stange, Maddie, Lauren, Palmer, and Emily Schutzer.
Charles Watkins, Richard Watkins, Nora Hacker and the Hacker family, Bert Levine, Sonia Hanstead, Sean Berthel, Angela Smith, the people of Israel, the people of Gaza and Palestine, the people of Lebanon, and our unhoused neighbors.
Debbie Job.
Gail Sklar, David, Rachel, Val. Page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, makor habracha avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And since this is Zman Simchatenu, the time of our joy, although we do this almost every week, I'd like a few moments of joy and blessing and gratitude from the past week. If there's someone who would like to share a moment of blessing or joy or gratitude, I invite you to raise your hand.
I just came back yesterday.
Hold on a sec.
Yesterday from 3 weeks in Central Europe. Got to go to Dachau and visit the Jewish communities of Budapest and Prague, and it was quite a humbling experience. A couple of thoughts. One was that Dachau is still of interest to the people of the world. There was a lot of people there from a lot of different countries, and there's real interest there. And every other country you go to, you hear that story as well. But you don't just hear the story of the Holocaust, you hear the story of generation upon generation upon generation of Jews who have struggled. But beautiful area, beautiful experience. And the most powerful experience I had was I entered the synagogue in Budapest, which is the second largest synagogue in the world, even though they have a small congregation. In the back there was a cemetery that when they liberated the ghetto there, they found a lot of bodies with no names. And so it became sort of like a burial ground for people who don't know the names, and they would list people's names on a board, just whose bodies they could not find. And there I found my last name there on that board. So the circle continues.
My things that I'm grateful for are basically all sukkah related. I am very grateful for the religious ed committee and especially for the kids who came and set up the sukkah on Sunday and made incredible amounts of paper chains. Bravo. I am grateful to the Brotherhood for hosting soup in the sukkah on Wednesday evening. It was lovely. And I'm grateful to the broader Jewish community, specifically my friend Shmuel, for inviting me to his family's sukkah this afternoon in Seattle. It was really lovely. So, yay, Sukkot. You took the mic from my hand, but I know.
This week was our first week of fiddler rehearsals, and I'm really grateful to be with some of the cast members today. I'm really glad that they came here to share Sabbath with us.
So this Yom Kippur also happened to be my 30th birthday, and we didn't really get to celebrate much on Yom Kippur. So immediately the next day, my boyfriend Ben and I drove to Port Angeles and took the ferry to Victoria, and we went whale watching, and we saw a pod of 23 orcas, and one of them came like vertically out of the water, and that we had a listening system. We put the microphone down in the water, and you could hear them talking to each other. And it just really made me humbled about the brilliant and mysterious creatures that we shared this earth with and the beauty of all that creation. And the next day we did something in a very different vein, high tea at the Empress Hotel. And just really, really sweet time with my partner that was very special.
Apparently, we're not allowed to sing Happy Birthday because it's copyrighted. And J license does not allow us to sing it. That we might be able to. We might be licensed to sing that. No. Okay. Sarah has something she wants to share.
I got a really cool Harry Potter coloring book at my school book fair.
I am very close to finishing studying for my bar mitzvah, so I'm very close, just maybe a few more lines on my Haftorah and then I'm done.
November 2nd. Just in case anyone was wondering.
I have 3 exciting things, some of which are serious and some of which are not. The unserious one is, I'm done with marching band. Thank you. The second of which is I've spent the last month trying to get into the Marybridge Children's Pain Clinic, and I've been accepted, which was very, very hard to get into, given our healthcare system. And the second one is on Sunday, I was accepted to be a part of the Stand With Us Jewish Teen Council, so I'm starting to do projects and to have my first meeting over Zoom on Sunday, which is really exciting. So I'll be doing a big community project here, which will be super exciting.
I bought my own etrak and lulav for the first time, and so I've been shaking them at home, and the cats love it.
They also love tzitzit.
Hi, my name's Nikki. This is my first time ever coming here. And my good news is that my mother-in-law came into town, and she gave me the courage to come and see all of you for the first time.
And those of you online may not have seen it, but we had a lot of rocking out from Nikki's daughter to So if you see me looking this way and with a big smile on my face, that's what I'm looking at, who I'm looking at. For all these things, we say, Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'ele hodot. Praised are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are deserving of blessing. So, as I mentioned, this is Zman Simchatenu, the time of our joy. And I would say that this year, that joy is complicated. This is, even though October 7th actually happened, like the year since October 7th, 2023 took place last week. I had to do that math for a second. The Hebrew date is still to come because last year the massacre took place on Simchat Torah, which was a Shabbat, but also in our calendar still coming up in a few days. And I saw a post by, oh my goodness, now I'm blanking on her name, Sarah Tuttle Singer, I think is her name, talking about how, and she writes beautifully about the sort of complicated feelings that Israelis have and that Jews have in, especially over the past year, but also just sort of general what life is like living in Israel. And she noted that this time of our joy is the last time that Jews around the world really felt sort of unbridled joy before it feels like the world came crashing down. And regardless of your opinions on anything that is happening in the Middle East, it has not been uncomplicated, right? It really feels like things have just sort of exploded in the Jewish community and become very difficult. So that's the sort of frame that we are in, is reaching this last holiday before the Jewish anniversary, the yahrzeit of October 7th. And every time there is loss, that first year is really complicated, where every first without a loved one is noticed and felt in a particularly poignant way, I guess is the term that I'll use. And so we have gone through most of the Jewish calendar year since last October 7th, experiencing each of our holidays with a level of grief, with a level of pain, with a certain amount of desperation, perhaps. And now we've come to the last holiday where we're supposed to be experiencing that unbridled joy and can't. Where we are anticipating, even though we observed October 7th as a day of memory last week, we are now in our Jewish cycle really feeling that anticipation of Simchat Torah, a Simchat Torah that started out so joyful and ended with such pain. And that is even more complicated by the recent news of the death of one of the leaders of Hamas and one of the leaders of the mastermind of the massacre, which is again, mixed, right? There is a certain, it is natural within us to feel a sense of vengeance when someone who has caused so much pain dies, is killed. And it is also not in Jewish tradition to rejoice at even our enemy's death, right? Jewish tradition says that when the Israelites crossed the Sea of Reeds, they sang joyously, and the angels even joined in, and God reprimanded the angels for rejoicing because God's creations were dying, right? None of this is unmixed. None of this is uncomplicated. None of this is simple and easy and joy or pain, right? We hold them all together. And I wrote in my bulletin article, which I did have to reread because I don't actually remember what I wrote a month ago, that one of the commands for Sukkot is V'samachta b'chagecha, you should rejoice in your festival, V'ayita ach sameach, and you should be nothing but joyous. You're like responding. Except that it's impossible for us to be nothing but joyous, right? Things are particularly complicated this year, this Sukkot. Or we could translate Ach Sameach as, but even so, you should be joyous. Ach can be like, it can either be an and or it can be a contradiction. And so one of the things that I have really been thinking about on this Sukkot is that even with all of the pain, even with all of the grief, trying to find those moments of joy, knowing that it is complicated, not taking any of it for granted, but making sure that there are moments of joy, there are moments of blessing, that we don't lose sight of what we have, even in the midst of pain and grief. So seeing a 2.5-year-old rocking out to Shalom Aleichem, which is why I forgot to have you sit down after Lecha Dodi, because I was so distracted. Those are moments of joy that we can hold on to and is so important for us to hold on to, especially when that joy is so present and so near, and the grief comes with so much powerlessness and helplessness because there's not much that we can do to change it. So I hope for all of you during this Zman Simchatenu, that you find those moments of joy, that you pay attention to them, and that you celebrate them. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite up our board secretary, Aaron Peterson, to share some of what's going on.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, both here and away in the virtual audience. Of course,
They're real congregation, they're just online.
virtual audience. Okay, we'll get into discussion with what I mean versus what you mean on time. Of course, with the next holiday we have coming up, Simchat Torah. We do have a dinner that night. You do have to RSVP. I don't see, I don't know. Guess go ahead and probably still RSVP. That's next Wednesday, dinner at 5. Services will be in here at 6:30. If you have not been to Simchat Torah and you want to come back because you love the room, it is a beautiful thing. We roll out the entire Torah, and it just covers this whole wall, and it's a great chance to just see all the words on the Torah. So a really fun one to come to. And it looks like Sisterhood's first general meeting of the year is coming up on Tuesday, October 29th. And then the other one I do need to remember, my wife reminded me earlier, I got to get the early bird tickets for the auction. I'm really, really looking forward to getting together. We haven't done one of these in a number of years, so thank you to Marlene and that entire crew putting that together. But a fun evening, a very important evening, as we need the fundraising funds to continue through the year. But again, the theme for that one's Denim and Diamonds. That's a really hard one to say. The auction event, that is again Saturday, November 9th. Do get tickets, and if you want to pay a little less, do that by the 20th of this month. By this Sunday, thank you. I think I'll leave it at that. Again, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you also to Aaron for being on tech, to Erica Matson, our vice president, for greeting, along with Greg, to Vivian Morrison for setting up our oneg, and Stacy and Eileen for cleaning up. Welcome to our guests from Fiddler on the Roof, real live Shabbat service. And thank you to Debbie and Feel Better. And to Brad.
I felt good.
Great. We return to our prayer books to page 282 for Aleinu. Please rise in body or spirit.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'te'edula yotze breishi, shelo asanu k'goye haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpakot ha'nachmi, v'shlo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'kol hamonam, אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יחיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We think of those who have died in recent days and weeks. We're especially thinking of Randall Kern, the uncle of Ariel Gold. And we think of those whose yahrzeits occur in the coming week, whose deaths occurred at this time in years past. We think of Philip Brodsky, Charlotte Cohen, Francis Dietz, Leonard Goodman, Howard Bernard Leichman, Sharon Leifson, Harold Lieberman, Erwin Red Mailberg, Abraham Martin, Cora Lindsay Potter, Willard C., Joseph Sellinger, Nathan Sobel, and Violet Stone. As we think of them, we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing, and we rise to join our mourners so that no mourner has to stand alone, as we offer the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, B'agala ubizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Mimramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen. We conclude this evening with Adon Olam on page 321. Please be seated.
Adon Olam Hashem Alav, B'terech Kol Yetzir Nivra, Le'en Nazav V'chefto Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Le'acharei Kichot HaKol, Levado Yimlok Nora, V'hu Haya, V'hu Oveh, V'hu Yehyeh B'tifara, V'hu Yehyeh B'tifara, V'hu Echad Ve'en Sheni, Le'am Shelo Lahakbira, B'li Reshit, B'li Tachlit, V'lo Ha'oz V'hamizra, V'lo Ha'oz V'hamizra, V'hu Heli V'chai Govali, V'tzor Kevli Be'etzara, V'hu Nisi U'manosni, V'natosi Be'yom Ekra, V'natosi Be'yom Ekra, Ve'yado Afkiduki, Ve'eti Sham V'ayira, Ve'imruki Gaviati, Adonai li v'lo ira, Adonai li v'lo ira.
Kiddush can be found on page 5. Page 5. And I'd like to invite up all of our kids. Technically, Jack is not a kid anymore, but I can do this.
Really? Oh, thank you. Good.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kodshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lamikrei kodesh zecher l'yetziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'tanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon kinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat. L'chaim. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Wait, I think I got it. Oh my gosh, why is this getting so? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Motzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
B'tei avon. Shabbat shalom.
That's big.
Good morning.
Thank you. It's hard to rip.
That was fun, thank you.
Please come help yourself to some challah. And if you'd like to shake the lulav, you're welcome to do that as well.
Wait, I can't? Isn't it up? It's up.
Hold on, before you.
When I walked in,
Yeah, let's
I
take
can't
this
remember which direction it goes first.
forward.
Forward?
Then just sort of go in a circle around you, up, down. Say Baruch.
Which one?
So through Vitzivanu.
Okay, what's mine?
No, Baruch.
I know.
Oh, and then Al Nitilat Lulav. Baruch. No, just before you do the
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher
Shanu.
kanu b'mitzvotav